Hey, what's up guys, Chris here, back in another video. So today, I'm going to be talking a little bit about the new Canon R3. Now, I have not done a video on this channel yet about the Canon R3. This channel's kind of new, but rumors say that the Canon R3 will be announced September 14th. So that's just, what, today's the 7th, so a week away. So 1 week, and we should have a Canon R3. Now, I haven't really gone down the specs, so kind of let's just talk about the specs for a minute. We got a 24 megapixel backside illuminated image sensor. Now, Jared Poland did a video the other day, and he actually had the R3 in his hands, and he could not mention what sensor was in it, so he didn't mention it. So who knows if this is actually correct or not, 24 megapixels. That's just kind of a guess at this point. Multi-controller and smart controller. It's like a button on there that does a lot of different things. Vari-angle touchscreen, so this is the first kind of built-in, like a full professional, I guess, built-in battery camera that has a fully articulating screen. The EM1X from Olympus did years ago when it did come out, but currently the full-frame market doesn't have anything like that. The 1DX or the Nikon versions of it, none of them had. They had actually not even rotating the screens, just a built-in screen. New accessory shoe. Now this is kind of interesting because I talked about this in a previous video a little bit. Talked about how the Canon R3 was having this accessory shoe, but there was going to be from I can't think of the name of it. But there's gonna be like an XLR adapter for it, so potentially, Sony or Canon will probably come up with their own. I'm using Panasonic S5 with the XLR1 adapter, to this Rode Pod mic. That's how I'm getting audio. So potentially we got that. Wi-Fi 5 gigahertz, high speed 30 frames per second electronic shutter, AF down to -7 EV, 8 stops of coordinated control IS with optical IS and in-body IS, so 8 stops of stabilization with a stabilized lens. 4K Canon Log 3, oversampling 4K, so it's gonna be like 5 or 6K down to 4K. Internal raw video, inclusion of cars and motorbikes and autofocus technology, which I think they had that in the R5. Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm not really sure. I think they had that in the R5 and R6. Raw internal movie recording, so you're gonna have 10-bit video in this thing. Speed light shooting with shutter. The same weathering sealing as the 1D series, the LPE19 battery, and dual card slot SD and CF Express. This is an interesting camera, for professional photography, videographers, stuff like that. It's nothing I'm interested in personally. I like having battery grips for my cameras, but I also like being able to take them off personally. So this is definitely nothing that I'm really all that interested in, but it's definitely a lot of people are going to be interested in it. It's going to be a great camera for sports and wildlife photographers and professional photographers of any kind, and of course I think it's going to have amazing video specs as well. So I think in Canon, their autofocus system is probably the best in the business. But there's a couple other things that are going to be announced in this: a speed light, a multi-accessory shoe adapter. Not really sure exactly what that means, but maybe I don't know. You'll be able to adapt something to the hot shoe that has a bunch of other features on it. For all I know, I'm not really exactly sure on that. A new microphone, E1D stereo microphone. A new camera strap. I don't know. I imagine there's a camera strap that probably comes with the camera, but maybe it's a little different. And 2 eye cups. Also next week, potentially, 2 new lenses are coming out, which one of these is quite interesting and the other one, I can live without. Canon RF 100 to 400, f5.6 to 7.1. That's the aperture range is rumored, but the lens has a 67mm filter. This might be kind of like more of a, I'm not going to say budget level telephoto lens, but it might be a little cheaper than what they currently have on the market. It doesn't say L. Maybe it won't be an L lens. I'm not really sure. Maybe it's, I don't know. It might be a little bit cheaper. And then a 16mm f2.8, and that is kind of interesting to me. I think that's an interesting lens. A nice wide, ultra wide lens. I'm wondering if it'll be an L lens, being it's a 2.8, so maybe not. Maybe it'll be just a, you know, something else. This is interesting. I think that's kind of a cool lens. Maybe with 16 millimeters, an F2.8, it won't be a bulbous lens, and maybe you would be able to put filters on there, and it might be like that like go-to vlogging lens for something, you know, might be interesting. But yeah, I'm not really that big of a Canon fan personally, but you know, I'm a camera fan, so I'm a Canon fan too. There's just nothing in the Canon world right now that's all that interesting to me personally. But I am somebody who would, you know, if a camera looks good, I'm not really brand loyal to anybody. So if somebody comes out with a camera that's more interesting than another camera, then I'll be interested in it. Canon R3 isn't really something that really fits my style of camera, but this is a kind of a news channel and content creator. So I mean, this is going to be something for you know, some serious high-end content creators. This isn't a starter camera by any means. It's definitely a high-end content creator camera. It's not all it's for. It's, you know, but if you're into the YouTube business, like if you have 96 subscribers like I do, this is probably going to be a $5,000 or $6,000 camera body, or probably more than that, maybe upwards of $7,000. You know, when you compare this to like the 1DX, that's like a $6,500 camera, and still to this day, 1DX Mark III. So I mean, I expect it to be right around that price range, because I don't see this being the complete flagship. I kind of see this as being kind of like, you know, when the Canon R came out, it was kind of like a feeler camera, just to kind of see, you know, what was in the market, what was in the interest of everybody right now. That's what I kind of feel like with that camera, you know. I feel like it was just a, let's get our feelers out there to see how, you know, we'll put some beautiful lenses. They came out with some really, really nice lenses, and then, you know, maybe little feelers just to see if this is something they want to do with this mirrorless world or mirrorless market. And I think this is kind of another similar in some aspects. Like, how are people going to react to a mirrorless camera being just as big as a 1DX Mark III? You know what I mean? I think that it's going to react well, personally, because I do believe that in today's day, you're going to see a lot of these guys that were 1DX Mark III users probably want to migrate over to mirrorless, because even, you know, it is going to be smaller. I did see, you know, Jared Polin actually had it right next to a 1DX Mark III, and it was smaller, and it's probably a lot lighter. So I mean, it's definitely gonna be an interesting camera. Now I know a lot of the photographers don't really like the fully articulating screen, but they do kind of have to, you know, make this for everybody, because they're probably investing a lot of money into something like this. You know, this is going to be a big time camera, and I think that the camera market for the next few months, man, folks, is going to really start to heat up. So kind of stay tuned to the channel. I'm going to have a lot of news coming, a lot of information. I got a lot more camera stuff on the ZV-E10, which is right here. So there's still going to be more stuff coming from the... Ooh. Sorry about that. You know, that's what happens when you make videos. I've got this massive, like, thing set up right now. It's pretty awesome. I love how my studio is right now. So anyways, that's about it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Later.